think you know me, but you have no idea. Welcome to the life of a legend. All right, so in this episode, I kind of want to talk about some of the things that happened this year and why I decided to do the YouTube. So shout out to Jordan, the best videographer in the world. She agreed to do this project with me because one, I think once I started to let her into my world, she was fascinated of how I did all these things, and as she would say, effortlessly. I would not necessarily say effortlessly, but I get them done and they don't always seem as busy because I kind of make it gel. I don't know. Maybe God created me to have chaotic life and know how to make it work. It works for me. I don't know. But to be honest, I started off the year pretty sad. A lot of people know, some people don't. I buried my mom in February. That was very tough for me. I had to plan the funeral and bury her. I'll back that up. I actually had to sign for her body before I did all of that. Very weird emotions from it, but I'm in therapy and I am closer to my family now. My family listening, what's up? And I think that is kind of helping me grieve. It's a part of my grieving process. Sometimes in order to remember who you are, you got to go back to where you came from. So they are very much a positive reminder of things that bring me peaceful and joyful memories of my mom. But so we started filming back in April, I think. April, yes. So you probably don't remember the first episode, so I'm gonna bring it back. I graduated. So funny thing, it's a funny thing and a sad thing, and kind of sweet. So funny thing is I was late to my graduation. If you truly know me, I'm late to everything. I am late to everything. And let me elaborate on that. I'm not a diva. I don't think that I can just show up late to everything. I really just be doing stuff that don't make sense. But it be feeling like a lie. It's not. Because I remember one time I was supposed to come to film and I was like, oh, I got to cut up my watermelon because I like watermelon. I really like watermelon. I wasn't capping. I wasn't lying. And then sometimes, as crazy as it sounds, if I got an hour to do something, I'm like, oh, I can go work out real quick. I don't have time to do that. But in my mind, I have time to do that. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I want to look my best, you know what I'm saying, when I'm filming. But that's stupid because it's going to take me 30 minutes to travel back and forth. So there's no way I'm going to get a workout, shower, and do all that stuff. So that's just on me. I'm not a diva. I just mismanaged my time poorly. But I go back to the graduation. So I was late and Jordan was already there recording before I even showed up because she don't be late. I just be late. But so it was funny when I walked in there because she knew I was going to be late. The instructor knew I was going to be late. All my classmates knew I was going to be late. I don't know how I should feel about it. One, I'm glad they know me for who I am. Two, I could have showed up on time. I just went to go get my hair done, my nails done, and my makeup done. What, you want me to graduate looking basic? That makes no sense. That's not legendary. But yeah, so they asked me to speak at the graduation, and that's where it got sad for me. That was like the first time I think that I had to talk about my mother's passing. So none of my classmates knew that my mother passed the whole time we were there. And one, kudos to me for still graduating. That's crazy. I don't even know how I did that.
Jocelyn.
My mama didn't raise me to sit down, so that's why I'm here. I'm graduating. I did everything I was supposed to do, right? But I want to publicly acknowledge Mike and Matt because they went above and beyond of mentorship to me personally. All right. So I'm Jocelyn Thomas. I'm technically still active duty Army. I may be the only person that has a year left on their contract. I'm a commander here in USAREC, Kissimmee, technically Central Florida. I know I don't get to claim Orlando. I'm the little sister in Central Florida, but it's still pretty cool. It's a big footprint, so, you know. But I currently am also the general manager of Mayweather Boxing and Fitness Oviedo, so I like to beat people up for fun and to burn calories. And after I officially retire next May, I would like to do an internship with Advent Health, and I had a pretty good networking experience with that. Mike helped me with that. He's mean to me but sweet at the same time. We got like a weird thing going. But I also had two connects from that night. We did Advent Health, and I've been keeping in touch with them. They're very nice people. And that's it, me in a nutshell. I'm ambitious, and I'm trying to retire a year early, I guess. And then two, I don't think Jordan knew I would be as emotional as what I was at this graduation when I started to talk. But that's life, right? Life be lifing. You've heard me say that before. You never know how you're going to react and respond to something until you put in that moment. And I think for me, it was emotional because I had never done something big, and I definitely have never graduated and my mother wasn't there. So I think it was just an emotional thing for me that I didn't know I was gonna have. But yeah, all the things you don't see behind the scenes, everybody just kind of see me like, she did it. But you know, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of effort to be legendary. So don't ever think that I'm not a human being and I don't have emotions and I'm not a person that's feeling stuff. So that's the thing about life. You never really know how you're gonna react to something until you're put in that moment. So for me, that was the first eye-opening moment for me to realize my mother wasn't there for one of my graduations. And I think it was the first time I had to actually say out loud, my mother passed away, and it was just a lot for me to handle emotionally. But obviously, you all see I'm better now. I can talk about it. I'm open about it. Therapy is a thing. Don't let folks tell you that you shouldn't go. It has helped me a lot. But moving on. So another funny story. This one, so let me backtrack that, back it up, and dump it. So Jordan started to film me, I think for 2-3 weeks, and she was like, bruh, how you doing all this stuff? And I was like, it was God's plan at the end of the day. But so I think the second thing she recorded me for is I promoted AK, my Army son. Funniest thing in the world. Jordan didn't even know till I told her. I get up there, I've been in the Army a long time, a long time. So I know pretty much every regulation. Do I violate it? Obviously, look at my nails. But I thought I remembered the oath of office for officer. In my defense, I put a lot of enlisted people in the Army. You don't normally swear in an officer. So I get on the stage, I fumble the bag. I forgot the whole speech. And it was so awkward because it was quiet, no music, no mic.
In allegiance to the same, that I will faithfully, without any reservation, so help me God. Moment's the order.
Attention orders. The President of the United States, acting upon recommendation of the Secretary of the Army, has placed special trust, confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of First Lieutenant Rilwan A. Akinto. It is in view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the next higher grade, First Lieutenant Akinto is promoted to the grade of captain, effective date 1 April 2023. Signed, Christine E. Borman, Secretary of the Army.
And in my mind, I still did a good job. And I remember I got off the stage and my colonel was there. MDN, what's up, MDN? He said, what the hell was that, Jocelyn? I said, I'm not sure. I was hoping no one noticed, but everybody in that room knew I messed up that speech except for Jordan and the people that were civilians at Icon Park. But I can admit that now. I'm not perfect, but it was a very funny moment. Because one thing about AK, he gonna stand beside me. Whatever I mumbled off, he mumbled back to me. So we definitely made it work. We did not make a scene, but that was probably the funniest thing of that recording that day. And it was so hilarious to me because when I was talking to her when we were doing the editing, I said, yeah, you got to edit that part out. And she was like, why? It was great. I was like, no, it wasn't. I said, girl, I made up everything I said on that stage. And anybody in the military is going to see this and drag me for years to come. So that was hilarious. So something big that happened for me this year, I started working at Mayweather. Well, let me reframe that, rewind, bring it back. I didn't start working there. I started being the general manager there. So I spent a lot of my time at Mayweather. Not as much as Floyd, but we even kill. Like he come in, I leave. That's how much I'm in there. But I have done a lot with them this year, and it really made me grow as a person because I've never had a job. I've been in the Army for 19 years, and I joined the Army when I was 19, so do the math. It's a long time. So really, Mayweather is my first job, and most people don't get their first job in their late 30s, but I did, and I appreciate the growing experience of it. It's not always perfect, but it's a very fun job to have. I mean, sometimes I just clock out and go work out, you know what I'm saying? Get fit. What Brie be saying, get fit, get lit. I'll be doing that all the time. But yeah, it was a very growing experience for me. I had never, I won't say never, but like it was different for me to be in a position where like I just couldn't tell people what to do. I'm a little bossy because I'm a boss, but I had to learn to channel my influence in different ways. So like it was crazy. It sounds so small, but put yourself in my shoes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, the bathroom, the tissue is running low. And I'm like, what you telling me for? So in the Army, people do that for me. All right. So yeah, what I have learned throughout the process of the year of being in that position is when the toilet paper is low, they're not just letting me know that from my own information. They expect me to replenish the toilet paper. That's crazy, right? So it sounds really uppity when I say it out loud, but it's just something I have not done in a long time. So like I appreciate that. I think you learn through growth, you learn through humility. Because if you the boss, you got to be the boss. It ain't like, hey, what can I do for you? It's like, hey, this is happening. Hey, you got to do this. Hey, this is going on. I'm like, man, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't all about, It ain't about, it's more than just pictures and parties and stuff like that. So I'm so grateful for that experience. I really learned so much, and I value the employees there, past and present. I value the members. I value Kevin and Lisa so much. I told Lisa she got a whole lot more soul than what she, lead on. She a dope person. But like, they're my family, regardless of the job or the position. And it's something I really didn't have on my bingo card for 2023, if I'm gonna be honest. So again, that goes to show you that everybody ain't for you, but everybody ain't against you either. And I feel like all those people have been in my corner over the years. So 2023 has been a busy, busy year for me. I must have been on like 20 trips. And I know that because it's always like one or two haters out there that's always like, man, you always traveling. You must got a jet. I'm like, you could buy me one. You can give me a plane ticket. You can give me frequent flyer miles. But no, I think what people don't really know is for almost 20 years, I couldn't go anywhere. So of course, now that I got a little taste of freedom, I'm trying to be free. Chains off. Rip me out the plastic. Because I'm acting brand new, baby. But no, seriously, I've had so much fun enjoying time with friends and family. And then some business trips as well. I'm about business at the end of the day, because if I'm going to stand on anything, I'm going to stand on business. So I've had so much fun. I think it's been a year of work-life balance for me, which is something I think I have not had in quite some time. Maybe it's just losing my mother kind of showed me I'm on borrowed time. Then also documenting my life showed me how busy it can be. And I was like, I don't know if I'm truly enjoying life. So like it was a big thing for me this year to make sure I'm spending time with my son, because that's my number one priority. And then two, actually having fun. Like you can't just work all the time and not enjoy your life. What you working for? You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't working just to be working, and I ain't earning money just to pay bills. So like you really got to actually go out there and live your life. And I think 2023, I did a pretty good job with that. I had a lot of attention this year. I'm like a Z-list celebrity at this point, I would go a letter behind Z, but there's nothing else in the alphabet for me to go to. I had a few magazines that was amazing. I went viral this year. That's crazy. I kept getting like hit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, if you listen to this, I did not cuss. But no, that was pretty dope, going viral. Let me see what else. I became quite the fashionista this year. I wore my share of interesting dresses and jumpsuits and outfits as I've been out. And one, I appreciate the compliment from people. And then two, it's a low-key insult, because they were like, man, you got that body. Man, I ain't know you had it like that. So what is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm fine regardless of what I'm wearing. I like to dress comfortable. That don't mean I can't wear the stuff that's tight. That don't mean that I ain't got the body that's right. And that don't mean that I just might. You know what I'm saying? But again, yeah, I'm very appreciative of all the compliments, all jokes aside. And I like that I was able to do things outside of my comfort zone. I mean, I'm a girl from Ridgecrest. I know a lot of folks don't know what that means, but I'm from a very small town, pretty much the hood. I ain't think I'd be going to galas and balls and ESPN tournaments and sitting floor side, court side, whatever you want to call it. All that is new to me, and it's very exciting. You know, when I'm posting those type of things or I'm doing those type of things, it's definitely not on no boast stuff, because I ain't doing one. God did. And then, you know, other people, like I said in the beginning of the episode, so many people poured into me, valued me to give me these invitations, to give me these opportunities, to give me these seats. So I'm like, just happy and excited to join that moment, because I mean, I'm living a life I never really thought I was gonna live. You know, I tell people it's very humbling for me in a good way to do the things that I do now. And it's not on no clout stuff like that. It's just where I'm from, you're just trying to make it out. And I mean, you don't really get a good guideline of what you do when you actually make it out. So I've been kind of making it up as I go, and shit just been working out for me, right? Won't he do it? But yes, God has been so good, and I've been so grateful. I could testify the whole episode, but I really don't feel comfortable testifying. I've been cussing half the episode as well. But I didn't drink this episode. Not to say I was drinking all the other episodes. Sometimes. You get what I'm saying? It's a little taste of dope beverage. I don't know. I mean, if I had to look back on 2023, I think it was a year of growth. It was a year of evolution. It was definitely a year of loss, right? You know, I speak so much about things that I'm transitioning from. So I really just live a different life. You look back at episode 1, April, as when we started filming, and you look at this episode now at the end of the year, I'm a completely different person. You've seen me mature and grow in front of your eyes. You've seen me be vulnerable. You know, I talked about my son. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really talk about my personal life a lot, which is another reason why I started to do the episode. But yeah, it's tough to balance being a single parent, which is what I am now. And I think I did a great job with that this year. I normally do not give myself enough credit. Shannon always be like, give yourself credit. You did this, you did that. But I always feel like I ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always feel like you need to do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But I'm a perfectionist in everything else. So of course, I'm going to want to be a perfectionist with the thing that's most important to me, which is Legend. But I honestly think I did a good job in 2023, because sometimes it was tough. I remember my mom was in ICU and I had Legend, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do, because I'm caregiver for one and I'm caregiver for the other. But when I tell you that little boy, he has an old soul. He was just in there playing his little video game. He ain't bother nobody. I'm masked up. He's masked up. So I think he knew I was going through something, but it's as a child, he don't really know what that means. So I really think, like, 2023, I became a better parent. 1, I was kind of forced to do it. But 2, I think I got out of my own head. That's the problem with having anxiety. You overanalyze and overthink every single thing you do in your life. I think once I just kind of let go and let God with Legend, me and him, you know, we 2 peas of the same pod. You know what I'm saying? He a player, I'm a player. But when I say player, I mean like we cool, not like play. So don't take me to court on that. Me and Legend are not actual players, right? But in all seriousness, that's something if I had to look back, that's probably what I'm the most proud of. All right, so I pretty much finished 2023 the same way I started it, doing the absolute most. So I worked, because that's what I do. I work, and let me see, that Thursday morning I left Orlando super early so I can go down and surprise my little Legend for his Christmas party. And when I tell y'all, it was the most gratifying feeling in the world. I had done a bit of traveling. I get there, I walk through the door, he just bolts to the door. buddy, because he didn't know I was coming. It was so cool. I was so happy. And then I really was on my soccer mom-ish, to be honest, because like teacher Miss Johnson, shout out to you, Miss Johnson. You the real MVP of 2023 for letting me come to Legends Christmas party, because I don't get to do a lot of stuff like that since we live in different states. But yeah, I was in there putting like ketchup, hot dogs together for the kids. I'm like, you want ketchup, baby? You want a little bit of mustard, baby? You want both? Some of them ain't want nothing. And I think Miss Johnson, to be honest, might have overcooked them hot dogs, because all of them was bust down the middle. I don't even eat hot dogs. And to be honest, I wasn't going to eat that one even if I could. My child ain't eat it either. He just played with it. But that's what he do. He play with all his food. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Miss Johnson, the real MVP. I had such a good time at Legends Christmas party. And then the next day, he was in the Christmas program. You know, I'm one of them parents. I was like, hey, get out the way, right? Because I need to go out there and record my baby, even though he don't let me call him a baby no more. But he was so precious. You know how everybody be like, my child, the cutest child in the world. Mine really is. My child really is the cutest child in the world. He's so sweet. He's so little up there, but he's so big now too at the same time. So I almost had tears in my eyes at that Christmas program, because I've never seen him do something like that. And it just meant the world to me to be a part of his Christmas program. So thank you, Miss Johnson. If I ain't tell you enough times, you made my Christmas a little bit more merry to be able to enjoy that with Legend. All right, so I left. I'm gonna be honest, I left right after Legend performed. Is that messed up? A little bit, but I don't know them other kids. You think I'm finna sit there for 3 hours and watch some kids I don't even know? No. So I left. Right? Went back to the airport because I had an event to go to that night, because I'm busy all the time. My life is legendary, good and bad. So I get on the plane, right? So let me go ahead and call out my real friend. I'm going to back it up. So Shannon was going to this event with me. I knew something was off, right? So I'm leaving her apartment. I go by the shop. She was still doing somebody's hair. I know you lying to me. I know you lying. And then like when I went there, the hair was like halfway done. Like you could tell that it was going to take a minute. So I was like, you good? She was like, yeah, it's nothing to me. Turns out it was nothing to her because she missed the flight. I was sitting on the plane, looking at the seat, look at my phone, look at the seat, look at my phone. To be honest, I was trying to do everything to delay the flight. I kept acting like I had a question to ask somebody. I ain't had no question to ask these people. I'm pre-check with a carry-on bag. What questions I got? You know what I'm saying? But I was doing everything I could to delay the flight. Didn't work. She ended up texting me, telling me that they wouldn't let her on, which is funny and petty at the same time. So I moved over and sat in Shannon's seat. It had more space for me. It's kind of fucked up, but at the same time, it's a waste of a seat, right? But no, I appreciate her going to come with me to the event. But yeah, after she missed the flight, it would have been just too much going on, because I actually got back and went to the event 3 hours late. I was 3 hours late to the event. So imagine if she would have came. She would have been 5 hours late, and that makes 0 sense. Because she had to be back the next day because she had an event herself. So we just took the L on that one. Well, she took the L on that one. I still went to the event. So I was 3 hours late. But you know what I did? I walked in there, showed up and showed out like it never happened. I went right in there going in. I just want to rock, 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 rock. Because you know me. Ski! One thing about me, I'm going to show up late. I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out. And you're going to have a good time when you go out, because ain't no party like a JT party. But Dan Newland had these holiday parties every year. They be lit. It is open bar, open buffet. Do I get a chance to eat at the open buffet? No. Dan, could you maybe give a vegan option to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm already missing a few meals. Don't make me miss too many more. But no, I had a good time at the event. And when I look back at the end of the year, I did all that in 72 hours. And that is just high-paced. My life can be sometimes. But it was a fun 72 hours. I accomplished a lot in that time frame. But that's how I finished out the year, basically. And now it's about to be Christmas. Didn't want to film for Christmas. Christmas makes me a little bit sad, makes me think about my mom. I wanted to go ahead and film before Christmas because I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of Christmas. I know I've been told that before. That's not true. Christmas sometimes triggers some sad memories for me. Last year around this time, my mom was really, really sick and Christmas was really hard. So I am trying to do stuff to distract myself from thinking about that. And then the other thing is I actually don't get Legend until the day after Christmas per my parental custodian agreement. So the actual day itself is not too celebratory. But when I get him, I normally am pretty engaged with having him. So that's why I didn't want to film. And then Of course, y'all ain't hear me talk about B Lexus too much in this episode, but December is B birthday month. And you best to believe if I'm gonna turn up for Dan Newland, baby, me and B Lexus about to shut down Miami. What they said, Miami style, baby, 305. I'm just kidding. Will we be acting like the city girls? I don't know. My initials are JT. But yeah, seriously though, I got a lot of stuff planned with family and friends to close out the holidays. So that's why we're closing out the episode then. But I hope that everyone has enjoyed the project and the chaos that could be my life, the life of a legend, quote unquote. If you have not watched the last 6 episodes, they may make more sense to you now after you watch episode 7, because I kind of gave you some behind the scenes information that you may not have known. Again, I appreciate everybody who's been on this journey with us. I appreciate people who have viewed, who subscribed, who liked it, people who gave me some feedback, positive and negative. I appreciate all of it. I'm thick-skinned and I enjoy constructive criticism because it's going to make me better. All right, so that's it. 2023, we out of here, and that's on period. Like it, subscribe it. Episode 7 of Life of a Legend. We out.